Hey everybody, JK Calloway here at Real JK Calloway, and we got some pay-per-views coming up this weekend. Saturday we've got NXT TakeOver Phoenix, and then Sunday the Royal Rumble. Should be a very, very good weekend for professional wrestling fans. So let's do some fantasy booking and predictions for the next couple of nights. It's gonna be sweet. Starting with NXT TakeOver in Phoenix. Up first, as they usually do, will be for the tag team titles. Undisputed Era defending against the War Raiders. Silly that they call them the War Raiders. Heavy Machinery's gone now. Just call them War Machine. It's way better. It's just way better. And this one, it's probably going to be match of the night because usually the tag matches are pretty outstanding, and these two teams should not disappoint in any way. And I think this will be the first surprise of the night. I do think it's going to be a little heel heavy later on, so right now I think War Raiders are going to win the tag team titles. Where does Undisputed Era go from there? I mean, there's an event tomorrow night. I don't know, just pointing that out. Up next, I think, will be the rematch, Cassius Ohno versus Matt Riddle. I don't see a reason why Cassius Ohno would win this match. Sorry. They're probably pushing for Riddle to be the challenger at the next TakeOver against whoever the champion might be. We'll get to that later. But yeah, Riddle seems like the next big deal, and he's going to win this match. And I don't know where they go with Cassius Ohno. I don't know why they keep calling him Cassius Ohno. It's an awful name. Not that Chris Hero's great, but, you know, he's built his life around Chris Hero. Just call him Chris Hero. He's going to become a coach at the training center, the performance center, I should say. And they're going to call him Chris Hero. That's what they do. Just give you your real name back. It's weird. I'm not sure where they're going to put the next two matches, but for now, I'm going to assume will be for the women's title. For now, Bianca Belair chasing after Shayna Baszler. And here's hoping they get the opportunity to steal the damn show. I mean, Shayna's been great as champion or chasing the championship with either Ember Moon or Kairi Sane. She's been outstanding. I think there are huge things for her in the future, and I hope, win or lose, she's in the Women's Royal Rumble the next night, on Sunday night. Will Bianca Belair win? I don't know. I think this is the start of a feud similar to what Shayna and Ember Moon were last year. They started their feud at the Royal Rumble NXT TakeOver event the night before the Rumble, and I think this is going to be similar. I think Shayna's going to escape with the championship, and probably just by like a schoolboy or a screwy finish, something like that, but not definitive, because I think they're going to push this one out for another TakeOver event, which will be before Mania, and that's when Bianca should win. But for now, I'm saying Shayna retains. And then, of course, Shayna, get her up on the main roster, please. There's some sexy stories you could tell with Ronda Rousey on the main roster. I'm just saying, there is gold in them there hills. Get on it. Semi-main, probably be the North American Championship match. Ricochet defending against Johnny Gargano. I don't think there's any chance in hell that Ricochet defends his title and keeps it tonight. The story is so clear and so obvious where they're going. Johnny Gargano is going to win this match and win the North American Championship, probably through some screwy douchebag heel maneuvers. I think it will be underhanded, but I think Johnny Gargano is going to win, and it might be a quick call-up for Ricochet, honestly, because, I mean, Ricochet in the Royal Rumble? Take all my money! Bringing us to the main event, Tommaso Ciampa defending NXT title against Aleister Black. This should be beautiful. This should be... Hopefully they give it plenty of time to breathe. Hopefully they kind of make sure that every other match stays around 15-20 minutes and give this one 30. Because these two bastards can tell us a tale. Is Aleister Black going to take his title back? I'm a poet. But no, I don't think he will. In fact, here's some fantasy booking for you. I think they're going to find a way to have the belt taken off of Tommaso. Here's what I think they're doing, because I think they're leading up to somehow making it Tommaso versus Johnny at the TakeOver before Mania, and they don't want to risk changing either one of them into a babyface. They want to keep them both heel for storyline purposes. You'll get what I'm getting at here. So I think they're going to try to make it some kind of tournament. Have 16-man tournament, winners, maybe even semi winners at TakeOver Mania, TakeOver New York, I'm sure it'll be called. So yeah, that's I think where they're going to go. I think they're going to find a way to make the belt vacant. It's a big, big fantasy book, I know. But storyline wise, oh god, you have so many options. With a tournament like that, you can throw everyone you got into it, including the North American champion. You can bring people down to NXT from WWE, like a Zack Ryder, to be in the tournament and make a little run. You can have Pete Dunne make a run as the UK champion, but going after the NXT championship. But I think what they're going to do is another round Tommaso and Johnny in the main for Mania weekend, NXT TakeOver, and hopefully, no guarantees, but hopefully that is their send-off somehow. I don't know how they're going to do it, especially if it's for the NXT title. I'm not sure, but I gotta think they're going to be on the Raw after Mania. They're both seasoned to perfection, like that creepy guy. Ooh, they're seasoned to perfection. They're ready to go. On to the Royal Rumble. Should be a very decent night. Rumbles are always fun. They rarely screw them up, Roman Reigns. But, you know, this one should be great. There's some very interesting storylines ready to be happening. There's some very intriguing matchups that we've all wanted to see for a while, so should be good. Let's jump into it. A couple kickoff matches to Rumble because I don't even know why. At this point, it's disappointing. If you want people to take the cruiserweights seriously, put them on the main card. Because it's a fatal four-way. It's a fatal four-way because they just want to jam everyone in there. It's Buddy Murphy defending against Akira Tozawa, Kalisto, and Hideo Itami. It would be awesome if Hideo Itami won because, I mean, his run with the company's been so bad. Just injury after injury and bad booking is like, he's awesome. He's incredible. He's a legend. Give him a run with something. If you're going to make him a cruiserweight, make him a freaking cruiserweight champion. And I think hopefully that's what they do. I don't even know. I haven't been watching 205 Live. I don't know if Hideo Itami's a heel or a babyface. I'm assuming a heel because he's awesome in that role. But give him the belt already. I like Buddy Murphy. Long career ahead of him. They might even bring him up to the heavyweights, if you want to call it that, because he is outstanding. But Hideo Itami, give him the belt. Give him the belt. Another kickoff match, which is just depressing. Rusev, U.S. title versus Shinsuke Nakamura. You've got Shinsuke Nakamura on your pre-show. You've got Rusev with one of the most over chants in the last 2 years on your pre-show. T-shirts flying off the shelves for Rusev Day. And one of the greatest of all time. Yep, that's pre-show material. Oh. I mean, at least they're booked in a match for the U.S. title. There's no IC title on the card. There's no Dean Ambrose match scheduled. There's no IC title scheduled. So, I guess you get what you get, but ugh. Come on, guys. Anyway, I think Shinsuke wins it back. They gave Rusev a nice little present for, like, time served, I guess. But they're going to put it back on Shinsuke. There's more stories to be told with Shinsuke holding the belt than Rusev, honestly. Rusev's already held it a number of times, the U.S. title, that is. And I think it would just be better on Shinsuke. So they're going to put it back on him, and hopefully he gets a damn good program going in the Mania. But right now, who fucking knows? Now, I don't think there's going to be nearly the amount of nostalgia in the Women's Rumble. There's going to be more of the main roster, and then maybe pepper in some NXT people. Maybe a return here and there, but probably not. It's going to be more straightforward than last year's was, which warranted a spot in the main event. This year, not so much. I think it's going to be standard, more of a traditional Royal Rumble, so I think it will lead off the show. Having said that, that kind of means that Becky Lynch can't win it because she's already in a championship match later in the night against Asuka. So, will she try to win the Royal Rumble and then try to win the title in the same night? I don't think that makes much sense. It would be hilarious. But no, I don't think they're going to do that. So, who wins the Women's Rumble? I think the obvious choice after Becky Lynch would be Charlotte Flair. But let me do a little crazy fantasy booking for you, because I think what they're going to do is an opportunity to give someone a huge old push, right on, put them right on the rocket ship and send them into space. And I think it'll be down to 2 people. Charlotte will be the last one eliminated, but the person who eliminates her will be Lacey Evans from NXT, recent call-up. Why do I think that? Because I think the storylines are pretty sexy. To have Lacey and Charlotte meet, at least in the next pay-per-view in Elimination Chamber, if not all the way to Mania, if they don't really want to pull the trigger on having Charlotte part of the Becky versus Ronda match. Maybe just have Charlotte in a, her own storyline with someone, and that would be Lacey Evans. Her character matches up really, really well against Charlotte's, the Queen versus the Lady, that kind of thing. And, Lacey's tough as shit. She's a former Marine or something, so they can really go at it and give it to each other and have a very compelling feud. Now, it would be tough to do because no one really knows Lacey Evans yet, but you've got all kinds of time before, not even Elimination Chamber, but way more time before Mania to tell you who she is, to figure out who she is. Obviously, Charlotte, this would push her back to being the babyface they want her to be. So yeah, Women's Rumble, Lacey Evans is my pick. It's a limb. It's a flimsy one, but it opens up some storylines. It'd be very interesting. I would love to go with like Shayna Baszler or something, but I think she's going to retain the NXT title, so I don't think they're going to give her that win right away. It'd be cool to see like Ronda versus Shayna. They're not going to do that. They've been putting too much in Ronda versus Becky or Ronda versus Charlotte or all 3. But Ronda versus Shayna, NXT champion versus Raw champion, that'd be kind of badass. I don't think they're going to do it, at least not yet. So, Lacey Evans, that's my pick. Who else you got? Who else do you got, though? Who could conceivably, go challenge either Ronda, Taken, or Asuka, who will probably keep the title. We'll see. Through Mania. What do you got? Kairi Sane? I don't think they're going to have her win it. I think Lacey. I think Lacey Evans. Sorry. They're not going to hand it to Charlotte either. They want to build some storyline. They're not going to hand it to her. And Nia Jax, man, she's lost some serious momentum. Like, she would be a good pick too, but she's got no momentum to speak of. So, I hope it's good. I hope they book it really well like they did last year, but I think Lacey Evans is going to win. After the Women's Rumble, I think they're going to do something stupid. WWE title. Daniel Bryan defending against AJ Styles. I sincerely think they're going to put this here. It probably should be Main over Brock and Finn, but they're going to put it here because... Bleh. But having said that, hopefully they get at least 30. Tell their story, because they're not going to have this go until Mania. They're going to find a way to make it Daniel Bryan and The Miz, probably, because this whole Miz and Shane being together, it's just a vehicle to get Miz to be a babyface, which is ridiculous because he has like the most punchable face. Daniel Bryan will retain. AJ hopefully has something interesting to do up until Mania. And then, honestly, I kind of think he's done everything he can at this point. Might be a good chance to go over to AEW. I'm not excited about it yet. I'm really not. I want to see what kind of product they put out there. But why not? Why not? You've already proven you can conquer WWE. Go do it at an upstart now. You already did that with TNA. Can you do it twice? Can you do it twice? SmackDown Tag Team Championship now. The Bar defending against Shane and Miz. And once again, no Raw Tag title defense. So, Raw champions. Sorry, man. Just Brock. This one seems obvious as hell. Shane and Miz are going to win the match and the tag titles and continue whatever story they're trying to tell that's boring the crap out of me. Like, just make Shane a bad guy already. He's not very likable. He's got his dad's face. I swear to God, it's the most punchable pair of faces. in the world. And they're good guys because McMahon's always a good guy now. What? Raw Women's Championship match. Ronda Rousey defending against Sasha Banks. And hopefully Ronda's taken everything she's learned and put it to you. And like, this is the payoff in a lot of ways. Because we've seen from Sasha, she can go. She can give one hell of a performance. And we've seen Ronda play out her scripted matches very, very well. There's been no improv whatsoever. And I think this is when they're going to throw that out the window. This is going to be improv like crazy. They're going to call it in the ring, hopefully. Sasha's going to be the ring general like she is. Obviously, Ronda's going to retain, but I think there's going to be some shenanigans with this one because if you remember, a while ago, Edge versus Jeff Hardy for the championship at Royal Rumble. Matt came in, looked like he was going to crack Edge over the head with a chair, but hit Jeff, starting their feud, which is an underrated feud, by the way. Their match, by the way, WrestleMania 25, Matt versus Jeff, totally great match. Stolen from memory because of Shawn and Taker later in the night, but it was a good match. So, having said that, I think this is when they're finally going to pull the trigger on Bayley crossing Sasha Banks and costing her the match. I don't know how they're going to do it. She'll probably jump in and attack Sasha, or she'll attack Sasha from the outside, or she'll do something awful and hopefully a bit of a character change her heel, see what she can do with it, give her a chance to do that. Maybe even change her name back to Davina. I don't remember her name. Davina Rose, something like that. I don't remember her indie name. And you get to build Sasha versus Bayley for Mania, which is long overdue, but with the right story and reversing the heel-face dynamic between the two might be real sweet. So, hopefully. Up next, not the main, it's going to be Brock Lesnar versus Finn Balor for the Universal Championship. They're the champions of the universe. And this one should be a lot of fun. Probably really similar to what Brock and AJ did at the Survivor Series a couple years ago. Just small guy versus big guy. And I think this is going to be one of the, uncomfortable, hard-hitting matches. I don't see it being a squash completely. I see it being a bit of one, but not completely because, both guys, especially, Finn obviously has a lot of New Japan strong style experience, and I think they're going to let that fly in this one. I think Brock is going to beat the piss out of Finn Balor and really make him feel like more of an underdog, and I think he's going to get close. No doubt. He might even hit the coup de grace, but Brock will kick out because Brock is, impervious to things. But I do think Brock will go over in this match. Hopefully more than one F5. Hopefully they make Finn Balor look like a big deal for the future in this match. But I do think Brock's going to win. And here's a little surprise. I think they're going to pull out the Men's Royal Rumble will be next. And if you recall, there's another match on the card. We'll get to it. Hopefully that will be the actual main. I doubt it, but here's hoping. The Men's Royal Rumble is up next. And this one's far more interesting than the women's because there are many, many more of the people involved that could conceivably win it. You're going to have Seth Rollins in there. He could easily win it. You're going to have Drew McIntyre in there. He could be a winner. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn could return. Kevin Owens could win this match. Sami Zayn, not so much. Kevin Owens, yeah, he could pull it off and be a huge, huge moment. John Cena is always a threat to win because, of course, he is. There's all kinds of names that could win. I just touched the tip of the iceberg. I just scratched the surface with those names. There's plenty more. Probably some I'm forgetting, but yeah, the opportunity is there. So who wins it? I'm going to go with the more obvious choice, and this is why they're not going to make it the main event because it's good. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like, whoa. And I think it's Seth Rollins. I think Seth Rollins is going to win the Rumble, setting up Brock versus Seth at Mania, which should be outstanding. I mean, they're Rumble match from a few years ago with John Cena as part of the Triple Threat. Outstanding stuff. So I think they're finally going to give Seth the ball. I think they're going to have him get the big win versus Brock at Mania. We'll get to that at another time, obviously. But I think this is when the ball starts rolling. And yeah, Seth Rollins will win the Rumble. And it'll be a nice feel-good feeling for all the boys and girls out there. On to the main event. And I think this is where they're going to dip their toe in the water and see how people feel about it, because you've got two people that can handle it. They've been in big situations many times before. Asuka defending the SmackDown Women's title versus Becky Lynch. And of course, Becky's the biggest thing going right now in wrestling. I think, she's the biggest thing going. It's not even close. How are they going to have her lose? Because obviously they're going to have her lose this match. Asuka's going to go on to Mania as the Women's SmackDown champ. And Becky's going to move over and feud with Ronda. How do they get there without making Becky look weak, be foolish, how do they get there? That's pretty simple. Ronda's going to interfere again. But in a different way this time. It's actually going to be Charlotte who's going to come out, interfere in the match, not cost anyone the match, mind you. She's not going to cost anyone. She's going to come out there just jaw-jacking, and then probably Becky's going to jump out and attack her or something like that. And then while that's happening, Ronda's going to come out and attack them both, Charlotte and Becky, because they still have that narrative going from TLC, where Ronda came out, pushed over the ladder while both women were on there, costing them both the championship. So yeah, Ronda's going to come out, attack them both. Asuka's going to clean up the scraps. I think Ronda's going to get the arm bar on Becky for a while Charlotte's down, like probably in the walkway or around the ring or something. And after that, Asuka's going to take advantage, like anyone would. She's still the good guy. She didn't plan this. She's just going to react to it. Get Becky in the Asuka lock, and then they're going to try to pull their Stone Cold moment with Becky. She's not going to tap out to the Asuka lock. She's going to pass out to it. The referee's going to stop the match because Becky's not responding. That's where I think they're going with it. I think that's the best way you could possibly make Becky look strong and defiant and badass without having her take a loss clean as a whistle. So I think it's kind of a rehash of what Stone Cold and Bret Hart did at Mania 13. But if it ain't broke, man, it will work. It did work, and it will work. And of course, the last thing you see is Becky coming to and running after Ronda up the ramp, but Asuka celebrating in the ring. And Charlotte, maybe she goes and attacks Asuka, because maybe those two could have a rematch from last year's Mania for the women's title. Wouldn't hate that, but probably going to be a triple threat with Ronda, Charlotte, and Becky. So Asuka's going to celebrate. People are going to be cheering, but kind of like, you're a dick. So yeah, there's my predictions, my fantasy booking and predictions for both NXT TakeOver Phoenix and the Royal Rumble. Should be a great night. Hopefully I got some of these right, because it would be fun to see, and it'd be great to see where they go with storylines and make the whole damn show interesting. That's my hope. I just want it to be good. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think's going to happen this weekend. Let me know if you think I'm just completely wrong on some things. I'm fine with that. You're wrong. Everything I said is going to happen. Everything I said. I'm not looking at the camera. There might be a reason for that. Nothing I said's going to happen. Thank you for watching. My name's J.K. Calloway. We'll talk to you next time. Hey guys, thanks so much for checking out my channel. Make sure you do hit subscribe. Should be my face right around here. Check out another video or a playlist. It'll be right over there. Make sure you do follow me on social media, always at RealJKCalloway. Download the hashtag Roundup app if you want to play more hashtag games all week, every day. The best ones are there, including hashtag Skirmish My Game. We play every single Friday. Get on Twitter, give it a follow, and we'll play along. My name is J.K. Calloway, and we'll talk to you next time.